Welcome everybody to episode number 4 of Baby Daddy Potty. Today we have a very special guest, a mentor, a friend, a father, YouTuber for a long time with over almost 4 million followers on the Crazy Gorilla. We have my friend Anthony, also creator of Papa and Mama. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming on and opening the doors.
Thank you for having me, bro. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Like, you're like one of the first people I met that opened up the doors to like social media and stuff like that, and like kind of showed me what was possible.
I know, dude. To see what you guys have built from when I first met you guys is crazy, dude. And now you got your whole own podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
It's like you're building up on everything. But how are you? How's life treating you?
Life, I mean, I got zero complaints, bro. Yeah. On brand to this, I got a beautiful family. Mm-hmm. I got a beautiful daughter and son that I come home to, my wife. So I can't complain, dude.
Kicked them out today for this.
It's actually, that's funny because my wife was telling me last night, she was like, wait, so you're going to be on a podcast about dads, but you're kicking your family out so you can film it.
She told me that too.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I just need you to step out for a little bit so we can like film the podcast in peace. It's not that I hate you. It's just, I need you to step away for a little bit.
So, you're buying them lunch right now, or dinner. So,
see? So they should be happy, dude.
Right, exactly. I was like, you told me I could kick him out. I was like, I don't know. I don't want your wife to hate me.
I'm doing my dad responsibilities from far away. That's what it is.
That's true. It's like working from home, but you can't take him to work.
See, dude?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly,
I see what you're cooking up.
So next thing I'm gonna like move to a different city, and then I'm like dad responsibilities from far away, and then I'm in a different state in a different country. And eventually I was just talking to me in the picture, but I was like, remote dad.
Yeah, your kid might grow to be like a basketball player or something.
They'll thank me later, bro.
What is it? What is that statistic? Like kids without a dad usually like accomplish more.
Is that actually a statistic?
Because they're not like cuddled and like looked after, so like they really gotta grind.
Yeah.
Like I have some friends that like grew up with like no dads, and they're big podcasters and stuff.
I've also noticed that people that don't have dads, they usually have like that little chip on their shoulder, like I'm gonna do this because my dad left me, like I gotta show him what he missed out on.
Exactly. I'm like you gotta have the little chip on your shoulder. Like I feel bad for like your son, your daughter, my son. Like, they don't have that chip on their shoulder.
So we got to manufacture the struggle, dude. Manufacture the struggle. Okay, I like that.
Oh my god. But how has it been like just life with two kids? Because I know one is a little big. There's a big age gap between.
Yeah, there's a really big age gap. So my stepson, he's 14, going on 15. He's about to be 15 in a couple months. Sheesh. And then my daughter is 3, so she just turned 3 a couple months ago. So pretty big age gap. But it's fun, dude. It's a lot of fun. I actually like it a lot because you get the best of both worlds. Like with my stepson, like yesterday, we were out there playing basketball, just hooping around. But then, with my daughter, I get to do like little kid stuff, like draw and like
slow down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very different, but it's different in a good way.
Yeah, because you see it from different points of views too. Like even just like whatever they might be going through, you're like, how would she see it? How would he see it?
Exactly. And you know what's funny though? Because their age gap is so big, so you would think like they wouldn't play and stuff like that, right? But they actually do play like siblings as if they're close. And the thing that's the funniest thing is they argue like they're close in age, bro. Really? It's crazy, yeah. Like literally they will argue like bicker. You know how like siblings bicker back and forth? They'll bicker back and forth with each other. He's like, Maya, stop. And then they're like, no, Aiden, you stop. And then they just go back and forth. I'm like, bro, like I tell Aiden, my stepson, I was like, dude, how old are you? Like, why are you arguing with the 3-year-old?
She brings them down to her level.
And then, exactly. And then he'll be like, oh, well, she did, yada, 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 whatever. I'm like, come on, dude. It's funny, dude.
He's at that age where he's like, I just don't know. Like, he feels like a little kid and a big kid at the same time. He's like, dude, I'm with my sister. I'm going to enjoy my time with her.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But it's fun. It's fun, though.
Yeah, do you find it hard to, like, because I gotta ask this question to every dad, because you know how like we grew up usually like with the dad being like, did you have a good relationship with your dad? Or did you know him?
I do know my dad.
You're pretty successful. Yes. You're one of the few.
But wait, no. But I was gonna tell you, growing up, I didn't. My dad, he's a great dad. Looking back at it, he's a great dad. But we definitely had our headbutting. I guess you could say there's times in my life, like especially as like a teenager, where we definitely didn't click for sure. It's like I would say from like maybe I think pretty much early teens to like late teens, I didn't really click with my dad, and I didn't really start reconnecting with him till like as an adult.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, that takes a while. So are you like the enforcer type of dad, or are you? Because like the cool thing about you, all of my friends that are dads, they're all like funny people.
Yeah.
You guys are all like hilarious, funny like characters. Like, how is it at home?
Yeah, I think I would say I'm pretty. If I had to label myself, I would probably say I'm pretty tough. Pretty
strict.
Yeah. I'm not like hella strict. Like
unreasonable.
Yeah, unreasonable. Like I don't do any like whippings type of stuff. I don't do that. But I'm definitely like, I got to bring out my dad voice. You know, I'm like when I get upset, I'm like, hey, like I get all loud and like they definitely like they whip up in shape when I put my dad voice on. Yeah, and then sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes I catch myself like being a little too tough on them. But I think that's part of like kind of like how I was raised, because like going back to my dad was like pretty tough with me. Yeah. And same thing with like my dad, he never laid a finger on me. But my dad, like as soon as he raised his voice, like I paid attention. Like I listened to everything he said. Like I was scared of my dad just by his verbal. Okay. No, like he didn't even need to lay a finger on me for me to be scared of him. Yeah. And so I think that's probably where I got it from. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But I think that's why I'm more stern.
I think that's like the like how it is to be like I think that's how you know you're like on the right path to be like a good like strong like I guess leader in a way too, like because you're their dad, you know because like if they're just scared of you, that you're gonna hit them like one of these days. I mean he's already pretty big. He's gonna just get bigger and taller. He's gonna be like, bro, this shit doesn't hurt anymore.
Bro, my stepson's bigger than me, bro.
I shook his hand. I was like, dude, I think why did I look up to him?
Dude, I started looking up to him, not looking up to him, but like physically looking up to him. I think like late last year, and then he weighs more than me for sure. Dude. So like bigger, like weight wise and height wise, he's bigger than me.
Like on a fade, you're not. Not. So I think because like that's how my dad was too. Like I really wouldn't get in trouble with him, but like when like he came in with that voice and it was like, hey.
It's the dad voice, bro.
Yeah. The dad voice is crazy. Mine still hasn't really fully come out. My son's barely understanding what like direction and stuff like that. But for sure, I'm like, hey.
It'll come, dude. It'll come, bro. It'll come. When that dad voice hits, bro,
I'm gonna have to record it. Like,
yeah.
My dad voice just came out. Hey.
Dude, it's like going through puberty. It's like at first you're like, hey, get down from there. It just evolves over time, dude.
I'm waiting. I'm cooking on that very moment. But no, that's so cool. Like growing up with like your stepson and stuff like, because you've been with your wife for a very long time now. So. I mean, I don't know this, but like, how was it like knowing that at some point that her son was gonna become your stepson? Because I think that takes a big man to take care of someone. Of another person's kid in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely like was baggage, I guess you could say, when I first started dating her. But I guess with him, it was a lot easier because overall he was a really good kid. So you know some kids are like easier to take care of than others. Some kids are more bratty than others, and so on and so forth. With him, he was a really easy, good kid.
Oh, okay.
So I've known him since he was about like 1.5, and since I've known him like since he was a little baby.
About to be 15.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. So almost 14 years.
Yeah.
Since he was 14 years, he's been overall a really good kid. So that definitely has made it a lot easier for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're like, dude, like, because it's hard, like to parent them. Yeah. When you're not the parent at the same time, you're like,
exactly.
How do you say something or something like that? But, so for sure.
Yeah, I think I definitely struggled with that like early on when he was younger. I'm like how much can I step in as like a dad? Right. But I think now I've been in his life so long that I'm like, I may not be your dad, but I am your dad.
And you're looking for what's best, like in his best interest. Exactly, I feel like when like stepdads come into their life when they're 13, 14, now they're like, dude, like,
who are you?
You're not my dad. They're on the Doritos commercial type.
Yeah, I can see that.
Type thing. So you're a creative person. You're someone I consider very, very creative, very talented. Damn, bro, I'm just like gassing you up like crazy.
Keep going.
Has having like your daughter like sparked your creativity in any way? Like, has it made you more creative or?
Yeah, definitely, bro. You know what? Now, because I've done skits, right? Comedy skits. We've done like Mexican American type skits. But now I'm a dad. Like I start thinking about like comedy skits with dads, like in relations to like being a dad and stuff like that. So it's shifted like how my creativity comes about. But also like dude, she's hella creative.
She's funny.
She's a character for sure. But she brings out like the creativity in me by just watching her. Like when I see her doing things, I'm like, dang, like how does she even think to do things like that? Yeah. So I'm like, I see me in a lot in her based off like the creativity part of it.
Okay, like you would have drawn that like picture.
You talking the one on the fridge?
Yeah, she showed you.
Oh my god!
Like, look at this. I was like, that's so funny.
Dude, she just did that the other day. Oh my god!
What's your reaction when that happened?
Dude, obviously I was mad, right? Because that's a fridge. The fridge is expensive. I was like, oh my god. So she's at that age where she writes on everything. Oh my god, dude. And one of her favorite things to do is draw and like color. So she's very like creative, like I was saying. But so when I saw that, I was like, oh god. First of all, I was mad. I was like, god damn it, why did you do that?
Yeah, because there's like that table right next to it.
But then I was like, looking at it, I'm like, it's kind of cute. Like,
because she said it's herself.
Yeah. She drew herself on the fridge. Like that's like the most. Like she knows she's not supposed to draw on the fridge, but then she drew herself. So it's like you want to be mad, but then it's hard to be mad because it's kind of cute. Like when you're looking at it,
because you're like you drew yourself on somewhere you're not supposed to, but you don't expect yourself to get in trouble.
Yeah. So like I still got stern with her. I was like, no, we don't draw on the fridge, Maya. Like we draw only on paper. Like
because you have to tell her.
Yeah, exactly. I got to make sure she knows that that's not okay. But like between me and my wife, we're like, that's kind of cute. Like,
like you're gonna keep it there forever. It's like all right, that's. It's part of your house now.
Yeah, it's been there for like a week now, I think, or something like that. So
it's part of your house. I think you should leave it there for.
We'll see how.
Up until you're like, I need to clean this up.
Look, and then also, I guess another thing was like I was looking at it, I was like, well, I mean, I could wipe that off. Like it's not like permanent.
Yeah.
So like it's not like the end of the world. So it's just like a quick stern talk with my daughter. That should do it, you know?
Yeah, no need to yell, no need to like actually like, or even get, because then like you get mad, then the whole house gets like weird.
It trickles.
It just trickles, and it's like, dude, I could just wash this off. That happened to my son last time. He was eating like a little yogurt stick thingy. And it was my fault because I gave it to him. Just walk around with it.
So you're a victim of your own actions, bro.
And he was, at some point I was like, what did I do? So I go to the living room and he's just like, yogurt just everywhere.
You got no one to be mad at except yourself.
Bro, I just started laughing and he looks at me because I did go. So he looked at me right and I was like, and I just go to the wine, I like grab something and lick it, put it in my mouth. Dude, he did the exact same thing.
I feel like being a parent is you're just pretty much choosing your battles, bro.
Yeah.
Like you got to decide, is it worth it for me to get all, wound up right now? Like,
no, like
most of the time it probably isn't, but sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's worth it.
What would be a time when like you felt like that it was like needed?
I got a good example. My stepson actually this past week, he was, I don't know why he was thinking, kids don't think, bro.
Yeah, no, especially at that age.
Yeah, also he's 14, so I feel like he should think a little more, but he still doesn't think sometimes.
Bro, I'm 27.
Anyways, he was in our front yard. He had like a baseball bat and a wiffle ball, right? And I don't know why he thought it was a bright idea to hit the ball towards our house. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Long story short, he hit the ball straight into our little window thing and it cracked. So I was pretty upset about that. So that was one of them, like I definitely got on him because I was like, come on, dude, like just think, like,
a little bit, yeah.
Just think a little bit. If you just put a little thought into what you're doing, like, is this okay? Then you wouldn't have done that.
Right.
But he just wasn't thinking at all. So like I definitely got on him for that for sure. So I guess something like that where I feel like you should know better. Yeah. That's when I feel like I get on him.
You should know better. That's a good way to look at it. Because that's like you're at a certain age, you got to show them like come on, dude. Like, what are you doing?
You're 14, bro. Like, come on, use your brain.
But then you think back and you're like, when I was 14, and you're like,
I've done some dumb stuff.
Yeah, but then your mom or someone corrected you.
Exactly.
At the end of the day. Because if you don't correct it, then like, bro, I'm going to keep doing this forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I believe in that. It's like, you should correct them, and that's what it has to be.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
So you had your daughter. She was born 2022, 2021.
Dude, don't do this to me, dude. I hate when that. Dude, I don't know why her age.
Because it was in that weird COVID time.
Yeah. 2022 though. 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah. Did you see like yourself adjusting? Because like, I mean, you're busy. You're like always recording and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you see yourself like your life just kind of like taking a readjustment?
Yeah, dude, for sure. So like, when you have a kid, your life changes. And the fact that now everything you do, you think about your kids, right? So like when I had my daughter, I mean, before I had my daughter, I would just kind of do things whenever and wherever I wanted, right? Obviously, I got, talk to my family, my wife and all that, make sure we don't have any plans. But for the most part, pretty flexible, right? If I want to film late, I can film late, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as I had my daughter, now I'm like, okay, well, I got to be home at a certain time to help with my daughter, right? Like I can't be coming home late and my wife has to take care of my daughter. It's not right.
No.
So then now that kind of goes into like my work schedule, right? So like now I get home at like the same time every single night.
Oh, wow.
And I'm at home for dinner every single night. We have dinner as a family.
That's nice.
And then there's like, we have like a set schedule.
Right.
You know, like on the weekends, I just spend all my time with them. And definitely, I think that's the biggest shift of what happened in my life.
Working, like figure out more like work life. You had to figure out the work life balance.
I had to create a more strict schedule, I guess. A more strict work schedule versus before. I was like, I'll just work whenever I want.
Because you're just being creative. You have your own office and stuff. You can literally pop in at 10 p.m. like, dude, let's do this.
Exactly.
Now it's like,
100%.
You really can't be.
Oh, dude, you know what? Me and my wife always talk about that we miss the most. So before we had her, like when Aiden would go to like his dad's house, so it'd just be me and my wife at home. When we were younger, we were like, and like at nighttime we could run and get food, right? Yeah. You ever get like late night munchies? Like,
10,
you're like,
11,
man, I'm craving some Taco Bell. It's like 12 a.m. Dude, back in the day, we just go jump in the car, go to Taco Bell, right?
Eat at the parking lot or whatever. Yeah.
That's the thing I miss the most, dude. Because when we had her, my daughter. Now we can't do that anymore because obviously she's at home. Yeah. So it's not as simple as just hopping in the car and going and get some Taco Bell in the middle of the night. Now, like sometimes I remember when we first had her, we're like, oh, you want to go get some Taco Bell right now? And then we're like, wait, we have a daughter. Like she's sleeping in her room right now. We can't just leave.
You're like, someone has to go. Just
like,
pick up.
That happened multiple times. We were like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Wow, that's so funny. It's so interesting.
It's just because we're always used to just just getting up and like leaving whenever we want.
Being kind of like pretty much by yourselves in a way. Plus,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, for sure. Take some definitely adjustment, just like trying to leave and stuff.
But yeah.
Has she seen like any of your channels yet?
My content? Yeah.
Your content?
Yeah. She's seen my videos. Actually, she enjoys watching my videos. I don't know if she enjoys watching it because like the video itself, or she just like enjoys seeing me on the video. But she enjoys watching it for sure.
And like I mean that's kind of like your like demographic for the crazy girls.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Did Papa come from an idea from?
No, unfortunately no. That was before my daughter. So.
Oh, that was before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeesh.
like I've had it in my head for a while, but.
That's how I feel like that's how ideas are formed. How like that you have them in your head for a little bit. You pass through it.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure.
And you How about your daughter's name? Was that an idea?
No,
just like you guys just rolled the dice?
There's nothing special about it. I just looked up baby names. I was literally on like a babyname.com or whatever. And me and my wife, we just went through the list of names. They're like, Liz, nah. And we're like, Sally, nah. We just went down one by one.
You're like, that sounds like an old lady name.
Yeah, I don't like exactly. This one. And then finally we came across like Maya, and then we're like, wait, Maya kind of hits. I kind of like that. Okay, hold on, let's put that on the side. And we put it on the side, kept going down the list, and then we kept coming back to that name. And then eventually we're like, yeah, let's go with that name.
Maya's cool. Yeah, I like it. It's like chill. Like, Maya, what's up?
So yeah, we thought it was a cute name. That's pretty much how deep it is.
It is. I know. I feel like some people are like, oh, I named him because of this, and the stars were here.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Have you ever heard of like the Mexican calendar when people get named?
No.
Like that's why like older Mexicans, like 60 people in their 60s, 65s, they have really interesting names like El Furcio and stuff like that because of the saints. So they're named after like the saint of whatever calendar.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, and I was like, oh, good thing. Like,
Wow, I didn't know
we
that.
don't use that anymore because people's names were getting interesting at that point.
Hey, but they're beautiful names, probably.
They're cool.
They're different.
Flores and stuff. El Furcio was my favorite. I was like, El Furcio, bro. You're like 40 already. So you've already kind of had like the training, quote unquote, of being like a dad.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna kind of change it to like for your daughter because she's a girl? Like
definitely, bro. It's way different. I'm not gonna lie. Like with my stepson, like I'm probably tougher with him than I'm probably gonna be with my daughter. I think it's the guy. He's a guy. She's a girl. Like it's just different. I think naturally. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like naturally men are like, more strict when it comes with other guys with their sons versus how they are with their daughters.
I think so too.
It's hard to be as strict with your daughter, man.
Really?
It's like
she looks at you like
it's like a girl. I don't know. It's just like you can't. I don't know. It's just harder, dude.
I mean, I wouldn't even know how it'd be if I had a daughter instead of my son. Because I feel like with my son too, like I'm not as worried as to how he is every single day.
Yeah.
Because I know he's like a little dude that's just gonna like, I've seen him fall and just get hit and like gets up.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had a daughter and I had to like take some like the time off that I do from seeing her, I'd be like, how is she? How's she doing? Like I'd get kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But my son's like here and there. Maybe,
yeah,
like,
you're more protective. That's why, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is like with me, like growing up, my dad was really strict with me, right? Like he was always on my ass about things. But like with my sisters, I definitely saw the difference in how he treated my sisters. Like he was a lot softer with them.
Really? But more like strict about
yeah, but more strict with me in general. So that's probably part of like how I grew up. That's probably why I'm kind of like how I am as well. So I definitely recognize that as well. Like my wife will even point that out sometimes. She's like, hey, you're being a little strict. You're kind of like being your dad right now. I'm like, yeah, you're being right. You're probably right.
Do you look like your dad?
I don't know. Depends who you ask. I don't think I do at all.
You do? Okay. Probably not then.
Yeah. I think most people say I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine she says and you look just like your dad too. That'd be crazy.
I don't think I look like it. So
yeah. I mean, you ready for like? Have you thought? I mean, I feel like you have had to think about like she gets older, like boyfriends.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. I just kept you up at night. You're like, how am I gonna deal with it?
I always tell my wife. I tell her that joke. I think I saw it on the Proud Family. You remember that show, the Proud Family? Yeah. He was the dad. He was like, no boyfriend until you're married. And I always tell my wife that. I was like, she can't have a boyfriend until she's married. that's the rule in my house. Okay. So
boyfriend's gonna pull up and you're gonna put open the door like the movie Bad Boys.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably shotgun and stuff.
No, I'm not ready for that. I try not to think about it, but I know it's an inevitable.
Is it a fear?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's every dad's fear. I mean, not necessarily fear, just like God, you know, like that's your baby. You
Especially
know?
like. You don't even know where we're gonna be with technology from 15 years from right now.
Yeah, so
you might never actually physically meet the boyfriend, just VR him.
Maybe that might be better actually.
Yeah, you never set foot in my house.
I think I might like that better than a real person. So I'm not opposed to that idea.
You're like, so he's never coming home or nothing? Nah, it's just a VR boyfriend.
All right, let's do it. That's fine with me.
There's like this nice little VR room too. You can set up the 360 camera right here.
Dude, by the time she's older, we might have like robot boyfriend and girlfriends. I don't know.
A box.
Yeah, like something like that. Like I'm like, well, program the robot to be like a good person at least.
Make sure he opens your door.
Yeah. So
little things.
I wouldn't mind a robot boyfriend.
It wouldn't be that bad.
I could just shut him off if he acts up. Yeah.
So I said 11.
Yeah, unplug his ass.
Has there ever been a time where like, how do I put it? Where like being a YouTuber and like you're like being out and about and stuff like that, is it like people come up to you when you're like eating with your family or anything like that?
Yeah, that's definitely has happened for sure. I mean, I don't think I'm like famous enough where like it's like a problem,
right.
But I think if it ever was a problem where like I was constantly getting approached while I was with my family, I'd probably tell them like, hey, can you just like come back like in a little bit, like let me have dinner with my family, maybe talk to you after dinner or something like that.
Right, but, especially because like she's little and stuff, so I feel like when people like do like come up to you, like what the heck?
Yeah, for sure. I could see how it could be a problem. Like I could imagine like let's just say like someone like Justin Bieber, if his kid, if he's out and about with his kid, I could imagine someone like him would
getting bombarded.
That would be pretty annoying and pretty actually like kind of scary, like you have all these random strangers coming up to your kid and all that.
Yeah, or like trying to take pictures of like just your kid for no reason. It's like what
like bro, leave my kid out of this.
Yeah, leave my kid out of this. Would you like I've thought about like my son, like what I want him to do when he's older. But like not like we have to do this. But it's just a cool thought. Like he's cool at soccer. Like it'd be cool. It'd be super dope for him to like be a pro, right?
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, whatever. Do
100%.
Have you thought about like if she wanted to go like the whole like social? Well, who knows where social media will be at that point? But like the social media route, is that?
So with my daughter, I want her to do anything right. I don't care what she does. All I hope is that she's just badass at whatever she chooses to do, right? Like I really don't care if she's like a freaking I don't know, like a basket weaver, right?
She's like as
long I just want her to be the most badass basket weaver ever, right?
I like that.
But personally wise, I would love for her to like be an entrepreneur. Okay. I really want her to be like a businesswoman, because I feel like women aren't necessarily seen like as entrepreneurs there's not really many women CEOs and stuff like that. So I would love for her to kind of be that woman CEO and that badass, girl boss type of thing.
Yeah.
So I would love that. That would be like my dream. But hey, if she wants to do something else, I'm all for it.
What you think it is.
Yeah, whatever she wants to do, I'm behind it.
That's like, so you kind of want to you're an entrepreneur, right? At the end of the day, so it's like she'll see like the steps, and then you'll be moving further away from home again, like we said. So she'll have that chip on her shoulder.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm getting out of state, get out of country.
I was never here for 2 weeks. He missed my third grade.
Yeah, and then she's gonna create the next Apple, and she'll thank me later, dude. So.
What's like a recent parenting win, like where you're like, or like, dude, I parent that shit so hard right now.
I think
because like for sure the drawing was like a win. You're like, dude, okay, like I didn't act up crazy or anything like that. That's for sure.
I think actually today, just earlier today, we had piano lessons for her.
Oh.
And she did amazing, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, she did really amazing. So I would consider that a parenting win because I feel like we exposed her to piano. Like this is only like her 5th lesson. And she was over here playing Mary Had a Little Lamb with the piano teacher. And so I feel like that's a win because like we exposed her to piano, and now before that she never played piano.
And she liked it.
Yeah. And now she's over here touching the keys like she's a real like pianist. I'm like, bro, like what the heck? Like that's a win right there.
That's a win for you guys. Yeah, for sure. That's like a proud dad moment.
Exactly.
Like, yes,
I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That's kick ass. Like look at her go.
Exactly. So, I feel like that's dope. Like you see the little milestones and stuff like that. It's super dope.
Yeah. Every time she does something, I'm just like mind blown, dude. Like I'm like amazed. So it's just fun. It's really fun.
And it's like one little step at a time. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. How were you when she like started talking? Where you're like, dude.
Dude, it's fun, bro. That's when the fun starts. When you can start communicating with her. Like this just happened to us. I would say like sometime last year. Me and my wife was like, wow, we just had like a full-on conversation with her. Like sometimes it blows my mind. I'm like, bro, like. I'm literally going back and forth with her right now. It's not just like a one-sided, like, like when they're younger, you ask them like, oh, do you want to eat? They're like, yes. Like, it's like simple conversations.
Quick commands, yeah.
Yeah. But then when I got to the point where like I was actually conversing with her and like, I'm like, oh, how was your day? And she's like, oh, it was good. I was like, oh, what did you do? And she'll tell me, oh, I play with toys. I drew. I play with mommy. And like, I was like, oh, what did you do? Where did you go with mommy? And she's like explaining her day to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm like literally having a conversation with this girl that used to not be able to talk.
Yeah.
That part's crazy, bro. It blows my mind.
I can't wait for that part. Yeah, I mean, that's super dope because you're just like, dude, like, you're my little person that's talking. Now you're talking back to me, and then you're seeing like her personality and stuff like that slowly develop.
Yeah, seeing their personality comes out is the best, bro. Yeah, when you really like, okay, they're not just that shy kid anymore. It's like, oh, now I see what they're into. Now I see like how they act and all that stuff. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Do you think she takes up a lot of your personality?
I would actually say I think she takes up more of my wife's personality. Yeah, because so she's really funny, dude. She's really. I'm funny too. Don't get me wrong. I'm really funny.
No, your wife's funny.
Yeah, but my wife's.
Yeah, every time we see each other, I'm like, she's always making me laugh.
Yeah, my wife is really funny. She makes a lot of people laugh, and so I think she got a lot of my wife's personality of like she's really like out there and like kind of she just wants to entertain people, and I would say that's kind of like what my wife is. She just like likes to entertain people.
Okay.
And so I think I gotta give credit to my wife for sure.
Give credit where it's due. Yeah, I know. I was like, your wife she's always like cracking jokes and stuff like that. And
but hey, don't get me wrong though. She got a lot of my great traits. All right, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted.
She's like, dude. So we're pretty short guys, right?
Yeah.
Have they told you like you like the
percentile?
The freaking percentile.
All right, dude.
That shit's so funny when I go in.
Dude, mine's terrible, bro. My daughter, I'm not shitting you, bro. I'm sorry if I can't cuss.
Yeah, you can. But you're good.
She's in the 2 percentile, bro.
Of like her height and
2 percentile. She used to be in the 5 percentile. She actually went down.
Okay.
So she's really small for her age.
Yeah.
Really, really small. Which I mean makes sense. Like I'm short. My wife is also short. So my mom's short. So my whole family's short. So I mean it checks out. But I'm like every time we take her to the doctors, I'm like, I'm sorry.
And like the doctor be talking, like they kind of start talking shit. They're like, oh, she's really small. And you're like, bro, well, where's she supposed to be coming out big from? Like,
Wait. Speaking of doctors, dude, it was so funny when early on when she was first born. So I wouldn't consider myself like necessarily like pale. Like I feel like I'm like more on the brown side, right? And then my wife, she's not as brown as me, but she's not pale either. I would consider. And then my daughter, she's pretty pale.
Yeah, she is.
So I remember like the first couple of months, we went to the doctors and I asked the doctor, I was like, hey, why is she so white?
You're like, what is going on here?
I was like, is there something wrong? Like, is she like sick or is like, I was like kind of curious. I was like, shouldn't she be kind of like similar to like our complexion?
Right.
But then, long story short, the doctor's like, nah, that's just her skin tone. Yeah, just her skin tone. Yeah. So she got the Asian blood, I guess. So.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually part of it too. Yeah, when I last time I went to the doctor's, his mom took him, and she was like, the doctor told us that he's petite. I was like, well, like, where the fuck do you expect to get me like big, bro? Like,
that's how it is. Yeah, what percentile is he?
I think he's around the 5% as well.
Okay,
yeah, and his head has been that size. It's kind of since he was born. Because I have a big head, so like he's had a big head.
So you got your big head?
I don't think it's only my side of the family though, because like when I first met my son's mom, we're spending Christmas together.
You're like, damn, your head's big now.
We're spending Christmas together. Literally, we're spending Christmas together. There was a bunch of her nephews like running around. Yeah. And like I'm looking at all of them, and they all have like I know people are watching, but they all have big heads. Yeah. Like they all have big heads, like as little kids. Because I know her for like 3 years. And I remember it was her friend, her and myself were kind of sitting together. Yeah. And I looked and I was like, if we have a kid, he's gonna have a big ass head. And fast forward a couple of months, and I'm like, oh. Yep.
Yeah, you spoke it into existence, bro.
Everyone at that Christmas table spoke that too, saying like, "Oh my God, if you guys had a baby, it'd be so cute."
So he's a 5 percentile in body wise, but his head is like 99 percentile.
Because he's an adult.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a grown head.
No, the doctor said he's finally growing into like his head.
Okay, that's
good. He's about to be 2, so you can only imagine what he's been dragging around.
Hey, it is what it is, dude. Yeah. We didn't choose to be this high, bro.
No, we're just handsome, funny, charismatic. Exactly. We can't have it all.
God had to nerf us in other ways, bro. So that was the only way. He was like, all right, they can't be perfect. So height, short.
Yeah, my knees, cut them.
Exactly.
Literally. Like, imagine if you were 6'2".
Oh, bro, I'd be unstoppable, dude. I'd be king.
You'd be king.
Yeah, literally.
King of the world.
Literally.
That's it, just king.
Yeah. God had to humble us, bro. That's all it was.
Honestly, because if not, we'd imagine we'd be like daddies. Like, not even just papas, not even dads.
Yeah, dude.
24/7.
I would have a lot more than just one kid. So
yeah, for sure. I probably wouldn't be around a lot of them though. What would you say is like your least like favorite part? I mean, least favorite part. What is your least? Yeah, I guess your least favorite part about being a dad? Because
let's see.
Now,
I guess when they draw on things, I freaking hate that.
Really?
Well, I mean, like when they just
Has she drawn in here?
In here.
Or is this like the off limits room?
No, she comes in here actually pretty often. She loves this room. This is probably one of her favorite rooms.
Yeah, because like the carpet, this is one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah, she loves rolling around on this carpet, yeah. She doesn't really draw in here actually, now that I think about it, no. But she definitely drawn everywhere else in the house.
Oh, okay, so like, maybe this is her own, like she likes this room too. She's like, no.
Yeah, maybe she respects this place.
She's like, I like this one.
Everywhere else she's like, I don't care. I'm right on it.
Sharpie?
Yeah. No, I think things like that. That's probably my least favorite part. Just like, but that's like little nitpicky things.
Yeah, that's why it's like your least favorite because it's like you know you don't hate being a dad. It's just
no, I love being a dad. Yeah, I think those are the parts I'm like, oh man, I remember the good old days when I didn't have a kid. I didn't have to worry about that. Oh wait, clutter. I hate clutter.
Oh,
so I've always been a person that just hates clutter in general. Mm-hmm. So like now that I have a kid, like clutter is inevitable when you have a kid, dude. Your house is gonna be cluttered. Like you cannot prevent that. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's probably that's more like a pet peeve, but like it just kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So like I wish she could like put all her toys away perfectly, but obviously she's 3.
Why
so
are
like,
they not in the cubbies?
So like I can only ask for so much from her. But I guess that's probably like my least favorite part. Yeah, clutter. Yeah. Just how dirty kids are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's mine. Like, they're just dirty. Like, bro, why are you dirty?
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Like, yeah, like sometimes like we go to the park or whatever. But it's like there's no cooler like little look to them when they're like at the park all freaking sweating, the red cheeks all dirty. Yeah. And you're like, you smell kind of weird.
You smell like a kid.
Yeah, you smell like a kid. You're like, okay, I'm doing something right today. Let's go home and give you a shower though, because it's kind of dirty.
I hate when they do nasty things where like they eat food off the ground or stuff like that. It's like an old strawberry that they found in like the corner of like the house. I'm like, bro, where did you find that? We haven't had strawberries in weeks.
It's already too late. It's already in their mouth. You're like, man, no, my son does something nasty at his grandma's house because she has little dogs. And so he eats something and then he gives him something. He eats something. Oh my God. And like if you don't catch it, like he'll be doing that until the food's gone.
Yeah, for real.
And you're like, dude. But his grandma's like, I brushed their teeth. Like they're inside dogs. But I'm like,
still, dude, it's a dog.
Nasty. I'm like, I don't want to kiss my son after that.
Kids are nasty, bro. That's just kids.
Kids, yeah. But I mean, at least it's not forever.
Well, some kids.
Some
people never grow out of that.
Are never clean.
Some people never grow out of their nastiness and clutterness.
Dude, it's funny you said clutter though, because like my mom was like a big like, well, she still is. She likes everything clean.
Yeah.
And so like she doesn't like clutter. And at first I noticed myself always be putting stuff away with my son after he used it, right?
Yeah.
And then I would start getting irritated because like, bro, this shit's still dirty again.
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait, that's just the like what I learned from my mom for things not to be cluttered. But
that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna just sit back and just let the clutter happen, clean it up when he goes to sleep or when he like goes home. Like
that's usually what we do. Like we just let her do what she does during the day, and then at night before bedtime we're like, all right, it's cleanup time, and then we make her help us clean up. But obviously, I mean, she can't do it all herself, so we just all pick up the toys, throw them in a basket or whatever. Yeah. And then kind of
just to build up good habits.
Yeah, and just reset the house.
Yeah.
But then it all happens. As soon as she wakes up, the tornado happens.
And they wake up with so much energy. They're like, bro, let's go.
Yeah, like, exactly. Oh, dude, they like when they wake up, they're ready to go.
You better be ready to go too. You're like, dude, I don't even have time to wake up. I'm like, let's go. It is what it is. So I mean, now like, what does success look like to you now that you're like a full on, like, this is now like your family is your stronghold?
Success in what? Like in terms of like family or success in,
like, I think success like with your career.
In my career, success for me in my career now is just like setting my family up for like the future. Like I just want to make sure that we never have to worry about like finances at all. Like I don't want that to be a stress on my family. So I think just grinding it out right now, trying to like work as much as I can, within reason. I still got to be home for dinner.
Right.
But within reason, so then like
that's such a husband thing to say.
Yeah, I know, right? But just providing for my family. Make sure that they, if we want to go to Disneyland, we could go to Disneyland. Right. We don't have to worry about that. And never having to worry about like having to pay the bills and stuff like that. Right. To me, that's what success is when it comes to like work. Yeah. So as long as I got that covered, I'm good. Okay. I feel like I'm being successful.
Right. And then you kind of already hit like a good benchmark of success where like you said like you can make your fully your schedule's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think for a lot of people, like including myself, I feel like that's the first measurement of like me being successful. It's like you get to control that full part of your schedule.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you're like, you know what, today like it's my daughter's birthday, we're gonna go a whole day, maybe a couple of days out and about. And
just being with them. Yeah. Just spending time with them. That's the most important thing, you know? Like, I mean, kids are so easy. They don't care about like money and gifts, toys for the most part, right? Yeah. Like, if you're just hanging out with them and playing with them, like, that's life for them. They're happy, bro.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So like for them, it's like your success to them doesn't like they're like, okay, whatever. You're working a lot. Like to them, it's like that's not success at all.
Exactly.
To them, it's like, bro, when are you here?
Yeah. Spend time with me, Dad, please.
Dad, I don't want to grow up with a chip on my phone.
Dad, why are you not seeing me, please?
Yeah. And then I liked how you said like the whole Disneyland thing, but I also liked how like your wife was leaving and she was like, oh, we're doing takeout today on a weekday. So like you guys don't really eat like takeout like.
Yeah. Because like I said, like we have dinner at nighttime usually. Yeah. That's like our routine. So like we usually just have home cooked meals. Like I'm blessed where like my wife's able to stay home and I can work. So like she usually handles dinner, cooks dinner. So by the time I get home from work, I sit down and straight to dinner. Yeah, we just have dinner as a family. So
you're living a lot of men's lives. What is it?
Yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're lucky for sure. I think like part of this podcast, like I like bringing on dads that are like really well centered and stuff like that because you guys have like a very good perspective onto like the outlook of like a family. Yeah. My perspective on this, it's really way different.
Yeah, I mean, like, every dad's different.
Every dad's different. Every situation is different. Yeah, like shout out to like even like the people that like the truckers and stuff like that just drive for a couple of days, come back. Yeah. See their two families.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, to them like success is different, bro. Like to them, coming back after trucking for a whole week, coming back for 2 days, that's like a godsend, you know?
Spending time with their family and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like everyone's different, dude. I don't think we should be comparing our situation to anyone else, but like you just gotta, work with the cards you're dealt.
I agree. Yeah. Do you think you're gonna have any other kids?
Me and my wife, we've talked about it. I'm not opposed to another one. I think we're kind of like right now we're no. We're team no.
You're comfortable and like everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Everything.
Your house is flowing.
So that's actually one of the things is that like we're like everything's good right now. Like, do we necessarily want to throw a wrench in it? Yeah. Like everything's smooth. Like our daughter's great. Our son's doing great. Like we're a happy family right now. Like like throwing in a third kid is kind of like you're like shaking up this snow globe of like peacefulness right now.
Yeah, and for like no reason. And I feel like 3 kids is it's like a lot.
And I'm happy right now. Like I'm 100% happy. That doesn't mean I won't be more happy with a third kid, but you know, I think I'm happy if I don't have a third kid.
Right, and then right now your daughter and your son, everyone's happy. Like everyone's just enjoying their time together.
Yeah, so I think I'm just happy. I'm happy either or.
And you're like on the countdown of almost being able to go midnight munching.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're almost there again. So it's like.
So
what I wanted to have.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And then you got to reset. You got to do those late nights again and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
And then each baby's different. So like your daughter was like one that sleeps all night, and the boy doesn't.
Exactly.
That's what you're really thinking about it. You're like 3 a.m. like, bro, why did I have another kid?
Exactly.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So you could easily have like bratty kids. So it's definitely it's a risk.
It's a risk you're not willing to take right now.
As of right now, I would say no. But
I would.
Who knows? Either. Come back to me. A year from now, maybe I change my. Maybe I have a kid.
I'm like, hey, we're part 2. Second kid. That's how I'm doing my guest. Every kid they have, I'm gonna have them on again.
As soon as the baby's born, bro, you gotta come the next day.
I'm at the hospital already.
Yeah. Dude, at the hospital,
at the delivery room.
Yeah, dude. as they're delivering.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Baby Daddy Pocket, episode 420.
I'm with a special guest. Shut the fuck up, Cesar.
I'm like, baby's born.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, one time, this is a funny story. Shout out to Victor and his wife. She had a baby. He was born. It was during like Mexico was playing that day.
Okay.
We were all maybe like 18, 19, and we were all about to go to the Mexico game. We're all wearing jerseys and stuff.
Okay.
But he's like, dude, my baby's born. And it was when they would let you just go into like the hospital and like visit your friends.
Okay.
So bro, there was all of us in jerseys like watching the Mexico game while she's like,
in the hospital. That's funny, bro.
And like I look back at it now and I'm like, dude, that was so fucking disrespectful. Like,
hey, it's a good memory though for the baby.
The baby, like we all have pictures of the baby, we'll have jerseys on it and stuff.
Hey,
like
when
that.
the baby grows up and they look at those photos, they're like, Dad, who's this? It's like, oh, that's the homies.
We're all just chilling there. And we're all from high school too, so we're all look super young.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's fun.
So I mean, this is for more like the parents out there who might be thinking like, oh, starting over or like going into the social media industry is like it's a little late, especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
What is some advice you might be able to give them? Because like I like the thing you said about having like a structured schedule.
Yeah.
Because I have people like on like that ask me that question like, hey, I'm just trying to get started again on social media, but like how are you doing it with kids? My response is always different to them because I don't have my son every day, so I'm able to schedule things a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But you come home.
Yeah, I think this isn't necessarily an answer just for getting into social media, but just getting into anything that you want to get into. When you have kids, you gotta make time for it, right? And like for me, for example, like my daughter, I know she goes to sleep at 9 p.m. around 8:30, 9 p.m. every night, right? So that from 8:30 and on, it's game time for whatever I want to do.
Marbles.
So it could be game time, like literal game time, like video game time, or it could be game time for like, some side project that I want to do. Like for example, right there on my desk, I'm like working on this computer chip right there. Okay. And I'm just like learning how to do it. Like I don't know anything about computer chips, like building my own computer chip and all that. Like I'm trying to build this little tech thing and I'm like using online YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. But like that's something that I wouldn't waste my daughter's time, right? When she's awake, I'm not gonna waste time working on that.
Like, hey, leave me alone, shut the door.
Exactly, yeah. But this, like, when she goes to sleep, I'm like, okay, I could work on stuff like that. So like those are the windows that you gotta work on the stuff that you wanna work on. So if you wanna be a social influence, you just gotta find those windows, right?
Right.
It might be, 2 hours for someone and it might be 10 hours for someone else. Whatever that is, just figure out that window where you can work on things and just force yourself to do those things and just be consistent with it. 2 hours, even if you only get 2 hours once a week, if you're unlucky like that, like, hey, 2 hours once a week, every single week for the whole year, that's like over 100 hours, bro, that you're putting into that, whatever that is that you want to do, whether it's being a social influencer or whatever
side gig you want to get into, learn the guitar.
Exactly. So just you got to make time for it. I know, like, as parents, we're definitely busy and we're exhausted, but like, hey, how bad do you want it?
Right.
If you want it bad, you gotta work for it.
Right. So. I agree with you. Yeah, definitely. Like the exhaustion part definitely comes into a lot of people because some of them like do have to go to work, come home, take care of the kid, and like do like, and some people just also have to take care of like how like it's Some people's is different.
Yeah.
But I like that. Like even if you can dedicate 30 minutes, I feel like even 30 minutes is so much time you can dedicate to one specific project.
Yeah, I mean, that's 30 minutes more than 0. So.
Right. I agree with you on that. Like, what was I gonna say? Like, yeah, like the exhaustion piece though. Like, I feel like for some people, like they fall back on it and then they're like, no, I'm just tired. I don't want to do this.
I feel like people use it as an excuse to not do things. Like, everyone is tired from different things. Like, we're tired because we're parents, right? Mm-hmm. But I mean, some people are tired because they work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever
go to school, whatever.
Yeah, but like even the people that work 2, 3 jobs, even those people make time for, their side hustles or their hobby that they want to get into, right?
It's just like, how bad do you want it?
Yeah, exactly. It really comes down to just how bad do you want it. So, are you willing to lose an hour of sleep or 2 just so you could, get that hobby that you love, turn it into, a job eventually? Mm-hmm. Well, then do it.
It's like David Goggins said.
What does he say?
He does a lot of shit. I don't know. I don't know much when I can fall back into. But he's like,
I don't even watch it, so. Is he like a motivational speaker?
He's like like don't give up, don't stop trying.
Okay, yeah.
Hard-headed, like just grind. It's gonna get toxic at some point. But I sometimes it does wake you up. You're like, dude, okay, I gotta do the thing.
Well, I feel like I love, like, like Gary Vee. Vee. I know Gary Vee. Like, Gary Vee says, like, work harder, grind for it, like, all that stuff. And then, like, a lot of people give him slack for it because they're like, oh, like, like, you can't be, that much of a workaholic. You got to spend time. You got to have free time and all that stuff. But then, like, he always talks about, like, well, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to sit there and complain about your situation and about how you want to be, XYZ person, well, then do something about it, right?
Agree.
But if you're fine, taking those naps during the day, or if you're fine, sleeping 12 hours a day, whatever it is, then all right, cool. Just don't complain.
Yeah, don't complain you're in that situation.
Exactly. Don't complain that you're not where you want to be if, that's what you're doing.
I agree with that.
So that's really what it comes down to, I'd say.
Before we kind of close out this episode, we've had a really good bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that was quick, man.
I mean, they're not super long yet. They're still being formatted to a specific way. What is like your inspiration? Like when you sometimes like when you just, I mean, everyone has those days where you're just like, dude, I don't want to do anything today. Is it Gary Vee?
No, not Gary. Gary's not my motivation. I think my motivation is definitely, my family's a huge part of it, for sure. Just like I said earlier, like just wanting to set them up for success.
Yeah.
And just making sure that, we're all good. But I think I just love the process, dude. Yeah. I think that's really my motivation. I love the process of just building something from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
And that could mean anything. Like, for example, like my daughter, like, yeah, I hate to, compare her to like work, but like at the end of the day, she's a project, right? Like I created her and like every single day I'm teaching her as a dad, like how to, do X, Y, Z, how to, clean up after yourself, how to, draw, whatever it is, right? So she's like a long-term project that I'm constantly putting work and love into, right? And so I think it's just the process of anything. That's what I enjoy doing.
The process.
Yeah, the process.
I like that.
And that's what motivates me, is just doing that process and seeing something go from 0 to 100.
Yeah, I like that, and I agree with you. And that's why you're someone that we've always looked up to. I'm gonna share this little quick story because it's been like ever since we booked this, I was like remembering this story.
Yeah.
When we filmed a long time ago, and you and I can't believe I literally just forgot his name.
Ramon.
Okay, sorry, Ramon. Sorry, Ramon. I was thinking George. I was talking to George City all day. Ramon, you and Ramon were paying for your guys' food, right? And then Ramon's like, put it on the business card. And I was like 18, and I was like, off of YouTube. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Telling them, like getting back home, and I was like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? He's like, that's gonna be yours one day.
That's cool.
And then it was like never like hate or anything. It was just like, dude, that's badass, right?
Yeah.
And then like fast forward, like I and friends, the network and everything, we get at he gets his LLC, and it was the first time we were buying something, and I was like, put on the card. He's like,
that's hard, dude.
It was maybe like some food, but it was like, yo,
dude, that's cool. And that's a milestone right there.
That's a milestone, and I think you're like a great like mentor, and like it's cool like to think like you said, it's weird to think of your daughter as a project, but I think the way you think about it, it's even better, because in that way, like you're like, okay, like every reaction that I have or everything that I do has an action to her as well. It falls back on her.
Yeah.
Like, so I think looking at it as a process is a pretty dope way of seeing things, in my opinion, because it's just like, gotta love it.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. And that's a great story, bro. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that, dude. That's awesome. It's like
dude.
full circle moment.
Yeah, and then we're
That's
back
really
here
cool,
filming with your same cameras.
I know, that's the coolest part is that what we're on right now is what I used to film with.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah, it's
like,
a full circle moment for sure.
Seeing what you guys have built, like, I love it, dude. I love the journey. The same thing, the process, dude.
The process,
even though I'm not part of this process, like, just seeing your guys' process is awesome.
Yeah, and then Baby Daddy Party is like a new, like, it was my new baby, like
exactly.
Like you said, it's just the process, like the intricacies of figuring out what little things you could change and tweak and change and add on to, and I'd be like, dude, one of these days it's gonna just worldwide and
exactly. It's just a matter of time, bro. Consistency.
Yeah, that's being with dads though.
Yeah.
The thing with dads and consistency is that everyone's busy.
Oh yeah.
And people are always like, dude, I'm so sorry to reschedule. Like I think we rescheduled as well.
Yeah.
And I've had people reschedule. I'm like, dude, it's called the Baby Daddy Party because it's meant for people like parents. Like I know this is gonna happen.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. It's super raw. Like I have another guest. We've rescheduled maybe like 2-3 times now.
Yeah.
Because I got this for work. I'm like, dude. Don't even worry about it. Like whenever it's ready.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna go in the lab and
now that I think about it, I should have just let my family stay here and just let my daughter run around because that would have been real.
That would have been so
my
real.
daughter running in and out.
She's just spinning and stuff like that.
Knocking over your cameras and stuff.
I bet. So they're your cameras. I feel like they're your cameras at the end of the day. But yeah, man, thank you so much, Anthony, again for like opening up the doors, dude. Like every single guest I'm getting is like freaking one on top of the other, just great dads, great moms.
That's
and
awesome,
it's super cool to just hear everyone's like process. And I love learning. It's like for me, this is my learning experience. I'm learning I'm learning with the guests.
Dude, you're gonna be like an expert dad after all these. You better be the best dad in the world because you're getting like dad advice from everybody.
Dude, does that have LeVar Ball?
LeVar Ball. That would go hard, bro. That would be sick. And you're from Chino, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, dude, Chino Hills, right? Oh, dude, that would be so sick.
Hard,
bro.
Having LeVar.
Oh, speak that into existence,
I'm speaking it here.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah,
I think he would do it too.
I think so too. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be like, bro, let's hop on it.
Yeah.
You know, but that's why like this whole freaking resume of people I've been having. It's like, bro, banger after banger. Great parent.
Everything is gonna lead up to LeVar Ball and then just end the podcast. I have to get LeVar Ball, dude. That's the last episode,
it's like
bro.
episode 20.
If it only takes you 20 episodes, that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty crazy.
I think you should end it right there.
I'm like, I'm done here. I just retired.
You're peaking, bro.
I'm like Posner. I'm just leave after 2 songs.
I mean, who's the best father after LeVar Ball? Probably Father John. I don't know.
Honestly, the Pope.
Who knows, dude?
No, dude, it'd be so sick. But right now I have like you're like the LeVar Ball of YouTube in a way.
Shoot. Hey, that's a compliment,
in
bro.
In a way you are. Like 3 shows?
I'll take
it. Takes a skill set.
4, dude. Make it 4, dude.
4?
4 Gorilla Pack, bro.
Oh, the Gorilla Pack. Yeah. The Gorilla Pack Crazy Gorillas.
Yeah.
So if you guys are watching right now, make sure to tune into the Crazy Gorillas. Gorilla Pack,
yes.
Mama and Papa.
Yes.
Mama and Papa, you guys have for sure seen them pop up on like anything, and the Crazy Gorillas as well. So make sure to follow them all. We'll link them below. Cool. Thank you, sir, for your time again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, bro.
Yeah,
I love it, dude.
Well, thank you. I mean, this is your house. Thank you for opening the door for kicking your family out.
Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I appreciate it, bro.
Thank you again for coming on, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.